Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Viridian Laser sent us this X5L RS. This is a tactical laser light, so it's got a green laser that's rated for about 100 yards, and it's got a 500 lumen light in it. This particular one can fit a railed pistol. In fact, in the packaging it shows it on basically the business end of a gun. But it also is set up for rifles and shotguns. So this one's kind of a combo. And we've shown a number of different pistol lights, several from Viridian. We decided to test this one on a rifle since it comes with some of the accessories for a rifle. We chose a 308. What better test or good test for a light than recoil of a 308? So let me unpackage this and show you what comes with it. And yes, I've opened it up because of course I had to charge it and test it. So we're out in the dark. It happens to be a full moon, so it might be lighter, but on the camera you can see it's pitch dark. Now if I turn the light on, you'll see it's significant amount of light really lights up those bushes. So you could easily see, and this is about 40 feet away, give or take. And then back to pitch dark.
Should do a couple more. So I put it 9. Okay. X.
So I'm going to set the actual item aside. It comes with a bunch of quick start guides, and there's a discount code in here and some other information on how to get started. But it comes with this. It's a set of momentary buttons. And this can be mounted anywhere you want on your rifle or your shotgun to allow the light to be in a location that would be inconvenient to reach from your fingers, but be able to control it without having to release the grip. Both of these, and I'll show you when I hook it up, both of these are momentary. You might wonder, well, why two? Because they both do the same thing. There's two reasons for that. One, there is a version of this, and this one isn't that version, that has a camera. And with that, you hit both of them at the same time, and you can activate and deactivate the camera. The other option is you may want to have a button in a particular location, but the cable has to go in the other location. So this way, whichever way you have to turn the cable to make the thing work, you have a button that can be by your finger. Mounting options for this, it comes with these really rugged zip ties that you can zip tie between the buttons or at the ends of the buttons anywhere on your guns. So for example, if you have a shotgun that's got a smooth body and there's no Picatinny rail. It also comes with a little piece of Velcro so that you can Velcro it to an area, which I didn't use. I'll show you later in the video. I'll show you how I used it, at least temporarily, on the AR-10. I just trapped it between some protectors, some Picatinny rail protectors. But it's very flexible in how you mount this. The wire is long enough that you're not really going to have a problem putting the light in one location and having this where you want it. And it comes with a charging cable because it is a rechargeable. Get rid of that plastic bag. It is rechargeable. So let's pick up the light itself, talk about that a little bit. Now I did loosen it up so that I could separate it easy in the video, but it does come well packaged and attached to this. And before you regard this as a piece of marketing fluff and throw it away, it is kind of cool. Even if it was just marketing fluff, it's actually got front and rear sights on it. But you hear it's rattling. You wonder why it's rattling. Well, it's rattling because it's a container, and inside the container is a hex wrench that you use to aim the laser. But you could also put spare batteries, you could put a screwdriver if you're going to remove it or reinstall it. So don't throw this thing away as just marketing and packaging fluff. It's actually a very useful storage container, and you could easily put a little bit of plastic or paper towel in there to keep it from rattling if you're going to have this in a hunting bag and you wanted to have spare batteries for the laser. And that's an important note on this particular laser. A lot of these rechargeable ones are only rechargeable. In other words, if the internal battery is dead, then you plug it in to recharge it and you wait till it's charged. Here's the charging port. You just flip this little lip up and the charging port's underneath there. But this one has a unique feature in that I can flip these little levers down. This one too. And the battery can be removed. And it's a little difficult to do it, off angle, but here's the battery. And you'll notice there's a rubber gasket. This whole light assembly is waterproof. So, and it even retains its waterproof characteristics when you don't have the remote installed. For example, if you had this on a pistol, or if you had this on a rifle where the activation buttons were going to be readily accessible to you, you wouldn't necessarily install this, but it's waterproof even without it. But it's a very well constructed, it's an aluminum body, it's really robust, and this battery setup goes in easy, seals well. Now, of course, I'm having a little difficulty because I'm trying to keep everything in view of the camera, but I'm just basically snap the battery back in place and I'm back to operational. So let's talk about the functions. So if I turn it on, and let me show you the beginning, the business end of it before I turn it on. You have the light, which is quite bright. It's 500 lumens, so you're not going to want to look into the light, and you have the laser opening. And of course, the same thing. It's a laser, so you don't want to be looking at it, and it's a green laser. On the back end of it, you've got a button on either side. Both buttons function the same as far as turning it on and off. There are points in the functionality where you would use both, but either button will turn it on and off. And then you've got the connector, the optional connector for the remote, battery on the top, and Picatinny rail on the bottom. So it's a very well designed light. So I'm just going to hit one of the buttons, and I'm going to turn it on. Now you see, if I tilt it a little bit, you see that extra dot. That's the laser. Now the light on this table is really bright, so it's overwhelming the camera, but I can see the green laser quite clearly with my own eyes. It's right about there. But again, the camera's not having a good time with this. So let me just switch the mode. I push the two lights, the two buttons together, and now I'm in flashing light, solid laser. Push, at that time I turned it off. Push them again, and I'm flashing laser, so now you can see the laser. Now, this is flashing laser solid light, and solid laser. And I'm doing that by squeezing both buttons at the same time with it powered on and switching through the modes. So you can preset this to whatever mode it is that you want. And then once you do that, as you turn it on and off, it will stay in that mode. And the buttons are recessed well enough that you're not going to hit them by accident, but your finger fits really well in there, so you can very easily hit them when you want to. Now if I get this cable out and line up the connector correctly, it's relatively easy to install, and I'm just going to do a couple screws. You'll hear it start to click. It locks in place. From this, I can now use either one of these buttons to activate the laser. Of course, if I have it connected correctly. There you go. So I can use either one of the buttons to activate the laser. It's activating the laser because that's the mode I had it in. If I had it in, let's say, light and laser mode, and then turned it off, when I hit the button it would be light and laser, and of course the laser dot's right about there, but again the camera's not picking it up because of the light. So this is quite flexible in allowing you to do what you want with it. The other thing you can do is you can always hit one of the buttons and it's just on. You hit the button again and it's just off. So you have the ability to either go continuous if you want by touching the buttons, or momentary with this. And the nice thing about the momentary is that as you're moving around, you're not constantly lighting everything up, draining your battery, or flashing the laser around, unless you want to. Then you have that option. I want to thank Viridian for sending us to review for you guys. And of course they sent it for a fair review. They had no control over this video. They're going to see it at the same time you guys see it. So they'll know whether we liked it or not right at the same time you guys will know whether we liked it or not. And I do like it. It's a very robust, it's a very nice device. This would be perfect for a larger pistol, a pistol caliber carbine, or pretty much any long gun. The MSRP on this is about $450. Green lasers do tend to be a little bit more expensive, and high-powered lights. You can get it probably under $400 on the open market, but the MSRP is, for example, on their website, around $450. But you're going to get your money's worth. It's a very robust, well-constructed device. If you're using it on a gun that you use heavily, you're not going to have to worry about this getting damaged or beat up. It's constructed to take a beating. If you choose to use the extra remote, you've got that option. And without it, there's actually even a shroud over the back of it to protect the connector. Whether the thing is connected or not, it's designed to protect it from being damaged. So they've thought through the overall design of this to really come up with a robust setup. One other thing I'll note, this does have their holster activation capability. So if you have a holster that has the magnets in it for activation, you can have this activate on draw. Which of course wouldn't apply to a rifle, but if you were choosing to use this on a larger pistol and you had a holster that was designed for the size of it, you do retain that feature. So it's got all of the features that you would want, whether you're going to use it on a pistol or a rifle. And it's actually pretty cool laser. So if you're watching this right around when we're releasing it, it's just before Christmas of 2020, it might be a nice way to finish out 2020 for somebody, you know, that has a rifle, a nice Christmas gift, or maybe a Merry Christmas to yourself. Beyond that, everything I've had from Viridian, bar none, has been stellar quality, has been reliable. All the Viridian things that we've gotten over the years are still working. I haven't had a single Viridian device fail and have to toss it. I have had some from other manufacturers fail, but the Viridians seem to really do hold up the test of time. And that green laser is actually a pretty easy to see laser. Even in a brightly lit range, I was actually very well able to see that laser. So thanks again, Viridian, for sending this, and if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Instagram, kind of everywhere, and thank you.